Good afternoon, peeps. I just finished filming my buttered chai. Now, I wanted you guys to see. This stuff is so good. Use the recipe that I'm going to give you and then run with it and do your own thing. So if you don't have MCT oil, use coconut oil. If you don't have cacao butter, just double the butter and leave the cacao butter out of there. Just make it your own. If you don't want to mess with the spices that I use, just go buy chai bagged tea and steep it really strong and go from there. So you don't have to be as involved as what sometimes I can get with my beverages, but take the base of the recipe and then just run with it yourself. If you guys try it or change it, make a variation of it, or already make something similar to it, go ahead and let me know in the comment section, because sometimes I like a new idea. I like a new way of doing things. So just let me know what you think. So excited. This is so good. And guys, I'm still in my long sleeve. I was just outside to get the mail, and it's still chilly out there. So this is what I'll be going to work in today. I don't know where this cold front come in at, but I'm not liking it at all. I want warm weather now. I don't want to put back on jeans and long sleeve shirts. Ready for summer. Now watch, here in a week it's going to be 100 and I'll be like sweating and complaining. Never happy. Alrighty guys, it is 2 o'clock. I'm going to finish my tea and then I'm going to leave here for work in 25 minutes. I'll talk to you guys later. Blessings. Good afternoon, peeps. We are going to do a buttered chai today. For those of you who don't like coffee or can't drink coffee, to give you another option for your buttered beverage. So first, I'm going to steep some very strong black tea. So I put in a whole tablespoon for my cup of chai. Now, because you want it to be able to handle and stand up to the cream and the butter. Normally when you're making a black tea, it's 1 teaspoon per cup. But we want to do a tablespoon when you're making a chai. And I just get this from my local Amish pantry. Loose leaf black tea is all it is. So you can use any loose leaf black that you prefer. Or if you don't want to take the time to steep your own tea, you can actually buy chai tea already in tea bags. So you can go to the store and pick out whatever kind if you don't want to worry about making your own. This, just use 2 bags and let it steep twice as long as it says so that you're making a really strong tea with it if you decide to go that way. Alrighty. So as soon as our water's done there, we're going to let this start steeping. And normally you steep a black tea 5 minutes. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to let it steep until we're ready to grab it. I want just about 12 ounces. I'm just going to move that over to the side to steep. Okay. Then in a microwave safe container, I'm going to put 14 grams of cocoa butter. And I know this is an odd ingredient for a tea, but I love the texture that it gives my tea and just that hint of flavor. And the spices are strong enough to stand up against this. So you don't have to worry about the cacao over flavoring your tea. It's good. And then 1 tablespoon of butter, whether it's Kerrygold or whatever brand you want to get. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, stir it, and then it goes back in for 30 seconds because that cacao butter takes a little bit of time to actually get melted good. Alrighty, then you're going to want to have some MCT oil, is what I personally, I like it in my buttered beverages, whether it's my coffee or my tea. But if you don't have that, you can use some cocoa butter. Then you want to have some heavy whipping cream. And you want to get a scale and make sure you're measuring everything out. Because when it comes to the butters and the MCT oil and the cacao butter, a little bit off adds up very, very quickly. You can have up to 100 150 calories extra in your beverage just by going over a little bit. So I personally like to weigh everything out. So this has already been weighed out. It's in a measured glass, for one, that says that I have 1 ounce in here, but also I had put it on the scale and it did say 28 grams. So I know that's where it needs to be. Give this a little stir here. And I've got a huge chunk of that cacao butter still in there floating around. So we're going to put it back in. Sorry about the empty time, but it takes a bit to brew some tea. And then I blend my own chai spices, and I'm going to put the recipe in the description box. I also have a little screenshot of my recipe that I wrote out that I'll put at the end of this video. But it's cinnamon and cardamom and clove, allspice, nutmeg, ginger, and if there's a spice that you don't like, you can take it out. And if there's one that you really love, you can add to it. Okay, our butters are all melted. Now, 1 pump of my MCT oil is half a tablespoon. So I put in half a tablespoon of MCT oil. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this because we need a little bit more steeping time on our tea. And I'll be back with you in just a couple moments. It's been about 4 minutes, guys, and I'm back. So what I'm going to want to do next is put in a teaspoon of my spice blend. Heaping teaspoon. I like it. I like it spicy. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in my cream. And you can use any sweetener of choice. I'm using the Sweet Drops, the vanilla cream. And I'm going to put in about 10 drops. But, you know, sweeten it to taste with whatever your preferred sweetener is. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's smelling good already. Now, before I add the tea, I want to go ahead and blend this a little bit so that my spices don't end up all clumpy together. So go ahead and blend your oils there. Alrighty. Then I'm going to use that again here in a minute, so I'm going to leave it out. Now, because I just put the loose leaf in there loose, I need a fine mesh strainer to pour it into my glass here. And I know they were pretty much done steeping because they all sank to the bottom. That tea smells awesome. And then let's give it a good whir. Good old blend here. Oh, the smell coming up out of there. Smells so good. I will be enjoying this on this chilly day. I don't know why it's so cold all of a sudden, but I went out on the porch a little bit ago to get my mail, and I'm still chilly because I was thinking about maybe before I went to work changing my long sleeve shirt, but nope, I'm leaving this baby on. Especially once I get over there, I'm sure the air conditioning's on and I'll be freezing anyway. Oh, that looks good. There we go. Chai tea, guys. Well, chai. Chai means tea. Spiced chai. Oh, yeah. That is so good. If you guys make this, let me know what you think. And like I said, if you don't feel like blending your own spices, just grab yourself a good box of chai tea, whatever one suits your fancy, and just brew it extra strong. Alrighty, guys, you have a good evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Blessings.